Mississippi at Davis-Wade Stadium. A battle of ranked teams as SEC conference play gets underway. LSU and Mississippi State. The Tigers' season opener last week against McNeese State was canceled. So this will be our first look at a team that many feel is a playoff contender under Les Miles. Entering his 11th season, he has never lost a season opener. Dan Mullins in his 7th year at Mississippi State led his team to the Orange Bowl last year, their first appearance in that game in 73 years. LSU won the toss and elected to defer, so Mississippi State and Heisman Trophy candidate Dak Prescott will get the football. Prescott and Mississippi State soared to the #1 ranking in early November last year. They struggled down the stretch, still made it to a New Year's Six game. And not a lot of people talking about them here in 2015. They won their opener last week against Southern Miss. Brandon Holloway, who had a kick return for a touchdown last week, is deep along with Gabe Miles, and Trent Domang will kick off for LSU. Holloway about 5 yards deep in the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Mississippi State will start on the 25. Dak Prescott graduated last December, holding 18 school records, and he's the SEC career active leader in 8 categories, preseason first team All-SEC, and his coming out party was a year ago in their win in Baton Rouge, almost a year to the day. Prescott had almost 400 yards total offense in that game, as Mississippi State won in Baton Rouge for the first time since 1991.
And he might be the quarterback in the SEC, Dave, that has the most on his shoulders from the quarterback position. But we know he is the best quarterback in the SEC this year.
Got Ashton Shumpert with him in the backfield on first down at the 25-yard line. To the air. And a short pass that's caught. Near the first down marker is Fred Ross, one of their top receivers from a year ago. He had 5 catches last week in Mississippi State's opener. Just shy of a first down.
It'll be interesting to see how much Dak Prescott runs the football in this game. 22 rushes a year ago. He was very effective, but they need to keep him healthy.
Here's Shumpert on second down and a yard. Close to the first down. Appears to have it at the 35. To Sean Bauer. And Devon Godchaw make the tackle.
And the big question with the loss of Josh Robinson and his 1,200 yards from a year ago is where will the production in the running game come from Mississippi State? Ashton Shumpert has got the first shot. We'll see Brandon Holloway. It's really a 1-2 punch. Shumpert is the thumper. Holloway is the speedback.
They got a couple of redshirt freshmen, too, they want to get in the game early. Shumpert again, this time running right. And he tried to go up and over a defender and got cut down by Ricky Jefferson, the free safety, after a gain of only a couple on the play. Second down.
And Ricky Jefferson is going to need to be busy in this game tonight. He's replacing their all-star in Jalen Mills at the safety position. Fractured ankle early in camp. He needs to make plays on the perimeter against this physical running attack.
Second down and 7 after a 3-yard pickup. Now play fake for Prescott, looking downfield. Everybody covered, so Prescott takes off, throws on the run into traffic, and on the redirection, it's nearly caught. It was intended for Darunya Wilson, and then Fred Ross almost got it on the ricochet, but it's 3rd down and 7.
And this is where Dak Prescott has been dangerous in his career. Much like a year ago, he rolls left and found Jamion Lewis for a big touchdown. That time it's well defensed by LSU in the secondary. You see true freshman Kevin Tolliver in there, Dwayne Thomas. This is a secondary at LSU that knows how to defend the pass.
Empty set here on 3rd down and 7. And it's going to be a design quarterback run, and Prescott doesn't get much. Kendall Beckwith, excellent. linebacker for LSU, number 2 tackler from a year ago, was there.
Yeah, and this is the biggest difference this year. Kendall Beckwith did not play as much in the game a year ago. Watch him all night. He's tracking number 15 in red. Beckwith goes 252 pounds and can run. He is the secret sauce on this LSU defense.
He's a junior from Clinton, Louisiana, 6'2", 250. Devin Bell, the punter for Mississippi State. Tre'Davious White, the deep man, and the fair catch made near the 25 for LSU. The quarterback for the Tigers is Brandon Harris, Bossier City, Louisiana, and he was highly recruited. He's got a huge arm, played in 9 games last year, just 1 start, and it was a miserable performance, not just for him, the entire team. In a loss at Auburn, he was 3 of 14 in that game. Now, he did come in relief of Anthony Jennings in their loss against Mississippi State. Played well in that game, had 2 touchdowns passing. Second career start tonight.
And think of the adrenaline that's running through number 6 right now. His first snap in a hostile environment.
But he's got some help. He's got Leonard Fournette at tailback, one of the top overall players in college football, a true sophomore who rushed for over 1,000 yards a year ago. And he'll get it on first down. Fournette wrapped up, and look at him push a couple of defenders past the 30-yard line. He got a defensive lineman that weighs 300 pounds, Chris Jones, on his back, and it didn't matter.
A lot of emotion at the beginning of this game. Both teams that was down the field before the game, fired up, talking back and forth in pregame. Vidal Alexander is the vocal voice on this offense for LSU. They need to settle down the quarterback if they are going to have success early in this game.
Fournette got 6 yards on first down, so 2nd and 4. See a lot of 2-back set. J.D. Moore is the fullback. Fournette will run behind him, and he is drilled near the first down marker. He took a shot from Richie Brown, but Fournette hops right to his feet. It'll be 3rd down and inches here.
You're going to see 8, maybe 9-man fronts all night with Leonard Fournette. That's what Manny Diaz, the new defensive coordinator for Mississippi State, he's going to make the young quarterback beat him. He's not going to let number 7 run free, but a big 3rd and short on this first drive.
And when they line up on the offensive line, they are huge up front. Plus, they've got a tight end, Dylan Gordon, who's 300 pounds. Then you throw a fullback in there. You got 10 in the box for Mississippi State on 3rd and a yard. His passes that he threw in warm-up were high, and this one he just throws into the dirt. He was trying to set up a screen to Fournette. There is a penalty flag down. May have hit an offensive lineman. Well, the official is pointing that it's against Mississippi State. Maybe Fournette was getting held as he was trying to release for that screen pass. That's a way to get Harris calmed down.
Holding. Defense, number 48. Yard penalty.
Take a look. That's Ryan Brown, 6'6", senior from New Orleans. He's going to come out. He reads the screen. Fournette is trying to get set up. It's a good call. It's right there. Nowhere to go with that football. Now, I'd love to see Leonard Fournette try to rip through that and get to the outside. That's a good call by the official.
Harris going to hand it off to Fournette, and he spins out of a tackle to the 42-yard line. A 6-yard run for Fournette, and the center, Ethan Posick for LSU, shaken up on the play, lost his helmet. 2nd down and 15 at the 43 of Mississippi State. Here's Fournette straight ahead. Great play by Richie Brown. That otherwise would have been a big play if not for Brown, who tackles him after a gain of 4. Fournette getting a lot of touches. The LSU coaches said they want him touching it about 20 to 25 times a game. And so far, Fournette with 6 carries, and they've thrown it to him once.
Here's a 3rd down situation, 3rd and long, and 11. We talked about keys to the game for Brandon Harris. Use your head, be smart in this situation, and use your feet. In this area of the field, Les Miles, we know, loves to go for it if you just give him an opportunity on 4th down in 5 yards or short.
Harris over the middle. It's caught inside the 20-yard line. Traven Durrell. Check that, Deshaun Smith with the catch inside the 20 at the 15-yard line, a 24-yard gain.
Check the accuracy from behind. Great throw. I don't think he saw the defender on the outside, but an accurate throw downfield in the middle of the field. That shows confidence. You don't throw the ball in the middle of the field if you don't have confidence, and a great sign early on for LSU.
Fresh set of downs at the 16-yard line. Darrell Williams, who was in there to protect on that first down, or that last play, is in on first down. And he'll get a touch here off the left side to the 10. They got some big backs. Williams at 230 pounds splatters the pile and drives defenders past the 5 for a first down.
What jumps out when you see this LSU team get off the bus down on the field before the game is how big this offensive line is up front. Take a look. Posick pulls. William Clapp, new left guard, pulls, gets a block on the outside, and then you insert with the fullback at 6'4", 240 pounds, John David Moore. This is a physical run attack. Mississippi State's going to have their hands full all night.
Good to see, if you're an LSU fan, that Posick is all right. First down and goal at the 5. Williams again powers to the goal line. He'll come up just short. Man, these running backs too for LSU, the coaches are telling us all of them are welcoming contact. I mean, they're running between the tackles or running outside looking for somebody to hit. No fear with these backs as Williams plows to the 1, second and goal, and back in is Fournette.
Brandon Harris is coming off the field.
Yeah, they got Fournette lining up under center. And now LSU has to call, well, it looked like they're going to call timeout. They only had 10 men on the field. Deshaun Smith came on late. Now Fournette in as the Wildcat quarterback, and he leaps over the top. And it's a touchdown.
Why not? Why do you need a quarterback to hand off to this guy? Everybody in the stadium knows he's going to get it. Just direct snap to him and take a look at the elevation. Over the top, extends. Impressive opening scoring drive for LSU.
And Brandon Harris with that great throw on third down to his tight end, Deshaun Smith. Fournette caps it off. An 8-play, 48-yard drive. And already Leonard Fournette with 7 carries here in the first quarter. Point after makes it 7-0 LSU. And in the first quarter of tonight's game here in Starkville, the Tigers with a 7-0 lead. And good poise shown by sophomore quarterback Brandon Harris in his second career start.
Couldn't have been a better start. You know, they have the long touchdown call back. Sometimes your offense and your quarterback, young quarterbacks, will lose their composure, try to force something. But Brandon Harris comes back, calm, directs the offense. Big third down conversion and gets Fournette in the end zone.
Domingue kicking for LSU. And here's Holloway. And he's going to elect to take a knee. So Mississippi State will start on the 25 as we check in with Tom.
Well, Brandon Harris comes off to the sideline, and Les Miles says, see what happens when you relax. And really, that's the name of the game right now for Brandon Harris. On that series right there, we saw an authoritative quarterback, a decisive quarterback, one that I noticed that was checking plays with crowd noise at the line of scrimmage. All that's going to do is generate more and more confidence. And fellas, I'm going to tell you right now, this offensive front for LSU is absolutely overwhelming at the point of attack.
First down and 15, and Prescott is going to get hit and brought down by true freshman Arden Key. A very talented player from Atlanta. A loss of 4 on the play.
Well, Rufus Warren tries to cut him right here. Here's Warren. He's going to try to cut Arden Key. That's just ain't going to happen. With an athlete like Arden Key, you are not going to be able to get him on the ground. 6'6", 230 pounds. Talking with Les Miles a couple of weeks ago when I went to practice, he said, Grease, this guy can be as good as Kiki Mingo, but can also be able to play the run.
Check that was a loss of 9. Here's Holloway with a big hole. And he's brought down at the 23. Got 12 of it back there.
Arden Key, number 49, is not just a pass rusher, as Brian just mentioned. Watch how savvy he is with his eyes and his hand, playing hat and hands. He keeps leverage on the football, not just a pass rusher and a designated guy. You take Arden Key, 49, number 2, Kevin Tolliver, the corner, number 52, Kendall Beckwith. All of them Under Armour All-Americans, got to spend a lot of time with these kids. These are smart, heady football players capable of playing early and being productive.
He spent the lightning delay last week watching film, sitting in the locker room waiting for the lightning to stop. It never did, so he just got more film study by himself sitting in his locker. 3rd and 13. Prescott to the air. Everybody covered. Prescott sacked again. Devon Godchow was there for LSU. And State will have to punt.
They brought pressure off the side. A different look here from Kevin Steele. You're going to see Godchow out here. They're going to bring pressure on the inside. That confuses the tight end and the back, Holloway. I don't know if Holloway, even if he did read this well, you want a 160-pound back blocking Devon Godchow. That's a great scheme by Kevin Steele, the defensive coordinator.
Logan Cook's first punt was not good. He'll get another crack at it. And again, LSU is going to have the ball in Mississippi State territory. So Brandon Harris back to work for LSU. It's 7-0 Tigers. So LSU starting in Mississippi State territory again. And the Tigers have dominated field position. And they look very good on both sides of the football. They lead 7-0. Brian, you were one of several of our ESPN analysts that picked LSU to go to the playoff. I know a lot of that hinges on the play of Brandon Harris, but what else did you like about LSU going into the year?
Well, as Tom mentioned, this offensive line is big. They're physical. These backs, I think it's the best stable of backs in the country. They got all their receivers back, and it's hard not to like their defense. I mean, really, the only question was Brandon Harris.
And Harris off play action, looking downfield, throws into double coverage, and it's pulled in at the 25. Malachi Dupree with a great catch and a big play, 20 yards through the air.
And Trayvon Durrell saves his quarterback here. Malachi Dupree, sorry, he goes up and gets his football. That was going to be intercepted by Kevon Coleman. Take a look. Trust in your receiver. This ball could have easily been intercepted by Coleman if Malachi Dupree, one of the most improved players on this offense in the offseason, doesn't go up and get that football.
He was a big play receiver last year. First down at the 26 of Mississippi State. Bulldogs need something good to happen defensively. They're getting pushed around up front. Giving up big plays through the air. Fournette on the pitch. Turns it upfield. Hurdles a defender. Runs over another one. Touchdown LSU.
The athleticism, the speed, and the power all in one run. No, he does not go down. That knee is up. That's a touchdown, LSU. To have all that in one package, that speed, the power to finish it off, the athleticism not to go down with an arm tackle. That's why everybody's so excited about this young man. And talking with his coaches, the thing that stood out to me was how mature they say that he is. He made one mistake a year ago, and that too early, making that a Heisman pose,
right.
But he's grown from that, and he's going to have a special year.
And it's 14-0 LSU, still with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Now, the LSU defense has been good, but boy, how about the offense? We haven't seen LSU look this good offensively in a long time. It helps when you got players like this. Mississippi State's averaging a yard per play. LSU's averaging about 8 yards per play. Very balanced offense so far for the Tigers as they lead it 14-0 here on the road. And the way Mississippi State's get pushed around on defense, that means Dak Prescott's going to have to make some big plays on offense for Mississippi State to come back.
Well, this is an LSU offense that in the game a year ago struggled mightily to move the ball, to get anything going on the offensive side. So great early returns and signs for LSU on the offensive side.
Third kickoff for Trent Domingue. The other two were touchbacks. This one returnable for a dangerous Brandon Holloway. And Holloway collides with a couple of Tigers at the 23-yard line.
We know about the physical ability of Leonard Fournette, but let's take a look at this blocking up front. The left, the Dylan Gordon, the tight end, has been outstanding. Up front, you have a fullback in John David Moore that makes a great block on the perimeter. When you get that kind of push and that kind of blocking, it's easy for Leonard Fournette to run in the second level.
See how Prescott responds for Mississippi State. He's 1 of 2 for 9 yards. Been sacked twice already. And he'll throw on first down. And he hits Fred Ross, who gets hit by Dwayne Thomas at the 30, a 7-yard gain. So that's a good play on first down.
Crucial drive for Dak Prescott. He has got to find some rhythm, get some confidence for this offense. Can't give the football back to a road grader offense either.
2nd and 3, Prescott in trouble and completes it. First down past the 40-yard line for Gus Wally, the tight end. Great start for LSU on offense. Leonard Fournette, the Heisman Trophy candidate, with 2 rushing touchdowns already. With Brian Greasy, Tom Luganville, Dave Pash here in Starkville. Mississippi State averaging about a yard per play, but they just picked up a first down. But then a great play in the backfield by Tashawn Bauer, getting off a block and bringing down freshman running back Aries Williams. Not a good day for the SEC, needless to say, with the Arkansas loss, Tennessee blowing that 14-point lead. And 3 games involving league teams scoring off, including this matchup of ranked foes. LSU, Mississippi State. Remember, the Bulldogs won in Baton Rouge last year, their first victory there since 1991. So far, this game has been a complete reversal of what we saw in that contest a year ago, with LSU pushing the Bulldogs around. 2nd down and 15. Prescott handing off. Holloway got a crease. He gets walloped at the 46, but he picked up 10 yards to put him in a 3rd manageable situation. Jamal Adams, a really good safety for LSU, made the initial hit.
Yeah, and coming into this game, the big question mark everybody wanted to know was Brandon Harris. Could he take over this quarterback position and thrive? So far, he has been on point in this football game. 3 for 3 for 45 yards and a big 3rd down conversion on their first touchdown drive.
He also had a touchdown pass called back because of an offensive penalty. The Tigers scored anyway, and they have dominated the first quarter in just the 2nd career start for Brandon Harris. 14-zip Tigers. Dak Prescott been hit a lot, sacked a couple times. Got to make a play on 3rd down and 6. Hit again, and his pass thrown high and out of play. Deion Jones with pressure. 4th down for Mississippi State.
Great stunt on the inside. You're going to see Godchow, and then you're going to see a wrapper with Deion Jones. You have to block Godchow, and you're putting stress on that right guard. Very well designed, very well executed up front by LSU. This is an LSU team that has struggled to get to the passer, Dave. They only had 19 sacks a year ago. They already have 2 in this game and another pressure.
Mississippi State has only 2 starters back on the offensive line. Little stutter step for the punter, Bell. He drills this one, but hit it too well. It'll be a touchback. And LSU's offense will be back on the field when we come back, leading 14-0 over Mississippi State. And here he is off the right edge. An excellent play by Kendrick Market. Now they're starting to tackle Fournette. Earlier in the game, they were whiffing and getting shoved and stiff-armed and hurdled. They bottled them up now here in the 2nd quarter.
Well, Manny Diaz is saying, listen, I'm going to have as many guys up around the line of scrimmage as I need to have to stop this running attack. And if this offensive line has been so physical coming off, if I need more bodies, then that's what I need. But I can't let them continue to run the football with the kind of success they had in the first quarter.
Now they go 2 back again. This worked a lot in the first quarter, just handling it between the tackles. We'll see on 2nd down and 9. Fournette with Moore out there blocking, tries to cut it back, and he's greeted after just a 2-yard pickup by Beniquez Brown. So a 3rd down and long coming up. Mississippi State hoping to force a punt, get the ball back. with its timeouts and have about 3 minutes to work with to try to get some points before intermission.
In the last third down, Dave, we saw Manny Diaz bring a blitz off the edge with Will Redmond in a third down situation. I fully expect more pressure here from Mississippi State on Brandon Harris.
By the way, Darius Geis, a true freshman, is in the game at running back. First time we've seen him tonight. They're going to throw it to him. That pass overshot, incomplete by Brandon Harris. So it's 4th down, and LSU will have to punt.
Great read by Beniquez Brown, by A.J. Jefferson. They brought pressure off the strong side with Kevon Coleman. Nice job by Manny Diaz. You know, he's been through a lot. You know, he went through a lot at the University of Texas. Last year was at Louisiana Tech, and he got the phone call from Dan Mullen to come back home to Mississippi State, and give him some credit for settling his defense down.
Another punt that lands out of bounds. Mississippi State will have the ball just past its 35. Prescott hits Darunya Wilson, who had 47 catches a year ago, but has been invisible here in the first half until there. It's a first down near midfield.
I'm Dan Mullen. I am going to ratchet up the tempo. I'm going to try to seize momentum, throw the ball. You can't run it in between tackles. Get your best player, Darunya Wilson, involved.
Prescott in trouble. It was Arden Key getting pressure. The pass is caught by Gus Wally, the tight end. Gain of a couple. But man, Arden Key, the true freshman from Atlanta, has been living in the backfield so far here in the first half. Prescott did well to roll away from him that time and pick up 3 yards. Prescott off a play action, a delayed blitz by LSU. Nice catch with the defender all over him. It's Gus Wally again, another first down inside the 40-yard line.
Great catch by Wally. Had the size advantage over Tolliver.
On 1st and 20, another pass play. Prescott backing up, dumps it off. In the open field is Shumpert inside the 40. He got about 17 on 1st down and 20. Christian Locketer eventually with a tackle. A minute and a half to go. The Bulldogs have all their timeouts. 2nd down and short.
Great change of pace. Middle screen to Shumpert. Great call by Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen's play calling ability is going to be challenged in this game because he can't do what he wants to do. He's got to find something different.
LSU showing blitz. It's a handoff. Shumpert has the first down. Dragged down from behind by Godchow, but after they move the sticks inside the 30-yard line.
And I would keep the pace up. Keep Godchow, Locketer, this defensive front. Hopefully they'll get a little bit winded with hands on hips. Won't be as effective stopping the run in the backfield.
Nearing a minute to go. Here's a screen. Shumpert can't pull it in with one hand. Had he, probably would have lost yardage because Kevin Tolliver was right there. 2nd down. The clock stopped. 1:01 remaining. They are in field goal range. They'd love to get something here at the end of the half after LSU is absolutely dominated. Devon Bell is their long kicker. They might use Weston Graves, who was 2 for 2 last week on shorter kicks. We'll see. 2nd down and 10. Off play action. Prescott firing into traffic. Incomplete. Broken up by Jamal Adams. Fred Ross, the intended receiver. Adams is a baller, and he came over and made the lick on Ross. Wayne Thomas at corner also in coverage.
This is the quarterback. You can't put your receiver in that position. You got to look the safety off. If you're going to throw a ball down the seam, protect your players. That's just, you know, the receiver should come back and give an earful to the quarterback when that happens.
Teddy's on the sideline after getting hit hard. 3rd down and 10 from the LSU 26.
They need Darunya Wilson. He's isolated down here, but the problem is Tre'Davious White's been matched up on him all game.
Prescott gonna dump it off, and Holloway dropped it. Oh man, he beat Deion Jones, the linebacker, trying to cover him. Holloway might have scored. Instead, it's 4th down and 10.
It was a great design. Give them credit. They had a little pick play on the outside. That ball, you can see Brandon Holloway's eyes go upfield to see if somebody's coming to hit him, and just takes his focus off that football. Would have been a touchdown.
I mentioned that Weston Graves is the short yardage field goal kicker, and he'll make the attempt here from 43 yards. And the kick is good. LSU leads Mississippi State, and the Tigers will get the ball to start the second half. It's 14-3 LSU. Time now for Edna and Burke and the BMW halftime report.
Coach, you got off to a pretty fast start, a clean start for quarterback Brandon Harris. In the second quarter there, looks like Mississippi State's got some run fits, adding an extra guy to the box. How much faith do you have in Brandon to start maybe opening things up and taking some shots downfield?
Well, we just threw a pass the last time we had the ball. The way at one play, we threw a pass.
Right.
I don't think that I don't think there's anything closed up in any way. Okay. We like to find some runs that we enjoy, and there's some things that we want to go back to, and then we're going to continue to throw with balance.
Kevin Steele talked about being able to put this defense in position to just play, not complicate it, simplify things. How would you assess their performance in 2 quarters?
Well, they're fast to the ball. They're making tackles. If we could continue to play like this, manage the game well, we'll like how it finishes.
All right, thanks, Coach.
See you.
Welcome back to the SEC on ESPN. LSU trying to win its 8th straight game in Starkville. This is a season opener for the Tigers after their game last week was canceled because of lightning. No preseason needed. They look pretty good in that first half. 14-3. Dave Pasch, Brian Griese, Tom Luganville. Mississippi State was the best offense in the SEC last year, but in the first half, only 109 yards.
Well, the biggest difference from the game a year ago in this game has been the play in the trenches. Is this offensive line took manhandled LSU. Take a look last year's game. There's no box defender, and up front, Beckwith, Dylan Day just had their way, and Prescott ran for over 200 yards in between the tackles. This game, same look, but take a look at the difference in the physical nature of LSU on the defensive line. Pushing Rufus Warren into the backfield. They're getting penetration and not allowing that same look for Dak Prescott. You see, there's the difference. There's nothing else you need to see other than in between the tackles is where he made his hay a year ago, and tonight there's been absolutely nothing.
And only 88 yards passing, 11 of 20. He has thrown a touchdown pass in 15 consecutive games. That's the second longest active streak in college football behind Trevon Boykin. LSU will get the ball to start the third quarter. And here's true freshman Dante Jackson to the 24-yard line. Let's check in with Tom Luganville.
Well, we heard Brian talk about the trench play for Mississippi State. Dan Mullen's actually very encouraged coming out of halftime. He said there were a lot of mental mistakes, a lot of busts, led to unblocked defenders. They just got to clean things up, relax, and play. He felt very, very good about the optimism of the locker room. Now, from a defensive perspective for Mississippi State, keep an eye on number 26, Kendrick Market, and how they're going to work him down into the box as that extra man for run fits, and see if LSU can open things up to maybe create some lanes in the run game offensively and a little more balance. Mississippi State really bottled up LSU in those last 3 series of the second quarter.
Tom, it's a good point with Kendrick Market. He is coming off of an ankle, actually Achilles injury that he suffered in last year's Egg Bowl. Been a miraculous return, really, for Market to be back and starting this season healthy, but it's a tough ass to stop Leonard Fournette in the open field.
Fournette passed the 25 at only 2 yards. He's averaging 4.5 yards a carry, but in the first quarter, he was around 7 yards a pop. Keep in mind, too, Brandon Harris, the LSU quarterback, this is his second career start. He's looked very poised for the most part tonight. He's a true sophomore. His only start last year on the road at Auburn. He played poorly. The entire offense was miserable. They lost 41-7. See, his numbers not great, but he did have a touchdown pass called back because of an offensive penalty where he made a great throw to Traven Durrell. How about poor Durrell? He's had 2 touchdowns called back, a bomb, and a 90-yard touchdown run that was called back because of an offensive penalty. Got a stoppage of play here. And Huber not going to tell us what's going on. So second down and 8 at the 26. Fournette, stutter step, finds a hole, but then it closes because of Richie Brown. The middle linebacker made the hit. Third down coming up.
Well, if Mississippi State is going to get back into this game in the second half, I think it needs to originate on defense. This is a defense that, well documented. They lost a lot of players. 7 starters gone, but they have 5 guys that contributed in 26 career games. They just didn't have any starts. They have a lot of experience. Guys like Chris Jones and Will Redmond, Richie Brown, they just hadn't had a whole lot of starts.
Maybe some confidence after the way they played late in that second quarter. Can they get a stop here in 3rd and 5? They're going to rush 4, and the pass is complete to the tight end, Colin Jeter, but he was covered beautifully. Beniquez Brown over there to make the stop, and so LSU goes 3 and out to start the 3rd.
You want to talk about establishing an attitude. Take a look at Chris Jones. He's going to come right here, right in the middle, over 64, the guard. This is just power and explosion. It affects the throw from Brandon Harris, but I think Chris Jones is not going to be ready to play in the second half. We'll see if they can match the intensity of this offensive line for LSU.
Now can Mississippi State do anything on offense? The defense has calmed down. Here's Ross on the punt return. Makes the first man miss. Ross gets rid of another defender, and they can't bring him down. What a return. And the cowbells are ringing now here in Starkville.
Les Miles' biggest concern in not playing a game a week ago was tackling. It hasn't been an issue on defense, but special teams, it's starting to show up. Great return by Ross.
And so Mississippi State starts in LSU territory. First down at the 46-yard line. Shumpert gets the call off the right side. Nothing there. Deion Jones, who's replacing Quan Alexander now in the NFL, makes the tackle on the play. Second down and 10. First-year defensive coordinator Kevin Steele. Remember, John Chavis was here the last 6 years. He's now at Texas A&M. Kevin Steele was an assistant at Alabama, former D coordinator at Clemson. He's now in charge of the Tiger D. Prescott with time, everybody covered. Prescott hit, and the pass broken up. Intended for Ross. Ricky Jefferson on the deflection. Third down.
It's been a lot of man coverage in the secondary and not a lot of windows. And then the pressures really come from the edge. This time to Sean Bauer. It's been Arden Key. It's been Devon Godchow. You have to be really encouraged if you're LSU, Kevin Steele, and Ed Orgeron. He's whipping up this defensive line to get pressure on the quarterback.
Third down and 8. They're going to spread it out and go 5 wide. Prescott has De'Runnya Wilson for a first down. Maybe the best protection of the night. Wilson keeps running. He says he never went down. He's claiming he landed on a player, but they rule him down at the 34-yard line. It's a first down, though, for Mississippi State.
That's a good read by Dak Prescott. Finally got his zone and just found De'Runnya Wilson in the soft spot. His elbow clearly goes down there. They got to get De'Runnya Wilson into this game. You know, he was on the sideline in the first half for a little bit. He was only targeted 3 times, had 1 catch, and Tre'Davious White's had his number.
Shumpert, nice move in the hole. And we talked about the size of the LSU backs. Ashton Shumpert is 6'2", 218. He had 8 carries last week. Fumbled on the goal line against Southern Miss. Didn't let it bother him, though. Had a solid game, average about 5 yards a carry, and he's starting to get going here now. Got 4 yards there, 2nd and 6.
Well, this running attack for Mississippi State without Josh Robinson needs to be the thunder of Ashton Shumpert and Dak Prescott, and then a little bit of lightning with Brandon Holloway.
Prescott pulls it back, fires to Wilson. Oh, what a grab! His body was going to the middle of the field, and somehow his hands flashed to the sideline, and he pulled that in. Wow.
He's just so big at 6'5", and he's so physical. You get the ball around De'Runnya Wilson, and he's going to make the play for you. One-on-one on Tre'Davious White, and finally wins.
Shumpert on first and goal at the 9, dragged down by Ricky Jefferson, a safety firing in there to make the tackle.
And that's a good adjustment by De'Runnya Wilson and his quarterback, knowing that, you know what, I'm not the fastest wide receiver out here. I'm probably not going to run by Tre'Davious White, but I'm just going to get down there and you throw it on my back shoulder and we'll make a play.
Wilson so talented. They keep it on the ground with Shumpert and Lockacher on the stop.
There's just nothing. There's nothing in between the tackles. That time Lockacher breaks a double team.
So I keep doing it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You got to throw the football. And maybe they keep doing it because, you know what, it was so successful a year ago, but they had 3 other offensive linemen up there that were able to block these guys.
It ain't working tonight. 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line.
I think about throwing one up to De'Runnya Wilson at the bottom of the screen.
And that's what they're going to do. Wilson leaps. And it's incomplete. Tre'Davious White had good coverage.
Ball was short, David. Ball was short. If that ball is thrown to the pylon on the outside, then that could be a touchdown. But that ball, Dak Prescott knows it. He wanted to push that a little bit further. See how he brings White into the equation. He's got 5 yards to the outside. Give him a chance.
And so it's 4th down, and here comes Weston Graves. Try to make it a 1-score game, but you got to be disappointed if you're Dak Prescott to get all the way down the field and then you're stuffed on 1st and 2nd down. But they get points. Graves puts it through to make it 14-6 LSU. Good kickoff. It will come out to the 25. And LSU fewer yards in the 2nd quarter than the 1st. In fact, matched Mississippi State in that 2nd quarter. And only 7 yards in their 1st possession. Had to punt after a 3-and-out.
Yeah, this is a defense that has talent. They just need some time to gel. They're obviously losing 3 guys on that front defensive line. They lose Bernardrick McKinney and Matt Wells. And then 3 guys in the secondary. But there's plenty of talent on this roster on defense.
A pitch it to Fournette, running downhill. Fournette runs over a teammate and gets out to the 45-yard line. That is a freight train on the loose between the tackles for 20 yards.
Take a look at the blocking on the interior. Just coming off the football.
And they go right back to the same play. They go up tempo. Fournette stacked up by Chris Jones, a short gain.
And I like this change. I like, you know, LSU, you don't normally think about going with tempo, but they gave up a long drive there, a little bit of momentum on the side of Mississippi State. I like this change in pace by Les Miles and Cam Cameron.
You think, okay, why are you taking Fournette out? Well, he's already got 17 carries, and the guys that come in after him are pretty darn good, too.
Well, you want to be smart. You want to be smart. You don't want to overwork him. Cam Cameron telling us he wants about 20 touches, and 17 touches at the start of the 3rd is a lot.
Darrell Williams, a talented backup, and he'll get it here, but he's brought down by Torlando Cleveland after a gain of maybe 2. So another big 3rd down here for Mississippi State defensively.
When you start to see this secondary for Manny Diaz getting involved in the running game, you have to have it. That's Torlando Cleveland, a backup corner coming off the edge. Brings up a 3rd down and 6 here, where I would anticipate Diaz dialing up that pressure once again.
Brandon Harris is 6 of 9 for 58 yards passing in his 2nd career start. Got Williams back there to help protect. Harris from the pocket, and Doral tripped up after he got the 1st down to the 41-yard line. A 10-yard gain, and they move the sticks into Mississippi State territory.
Great pickup on the blitz. It's going to come from this side. Watch the pickup. It's flush. Great pocket, and then an accurate throw. You get that ball accurately to Doral, and he's able to get the 1st down. That's well done, well executed by an offense that playing in the 1st game of the year.
Doral was looking to the official to see if there was a flag because he had 2 touchdowns called back. He's saying, does this one count? I finally get a big play. 1st down on the 41-yard line, and that's a keeper. Harris gets a block from Doral inside the 30. Inside the 25 before he's wrestled down by Kendrick Market. Excellent block by the receiver. Traven Doral out there springing the quarterback, Harris, for a gain of close to 20.
This is the element that, you know, we don't really know a whole lot about Brandon Harris. You know, we were wondering about him from the pocket making good decisions, but this athleticism, you put this on top of a run action with Leonard Fournette and with some of these other backs, and that's going to have significant sting.
Williams stays in the game at running back. First down on the 23-yard line. Here's Williams straight ahead to the 18 for 5. Nelson Adams brings him down. This would really be disheartening for Mississippi State if they give up a touchdown after getting all the way to the 9-yard line. They're moving right along, and then they have to settle for a field goal. Battle of ranked teams here in the SEC with Brian Greasy, Tom Luganville. I'm Dave Pash. That's not a misprint. 65 degrees is the temperature. Normally it's about 85 or 90 this time of year. They pitch it to Fournette. He's outside to the 10, to the 5 and in. Touchdown. That's 3 scores for Leonard Fournette. Did you see him pick up steam as he got the perimeter?
That's that burst. I mean, at 230 pounds, you know, you have to respect his ability to come downhill in the power running game in between the tackles. But as soon as you do that, as soon as the linebacker fills inside the tight end, he just bounces it to the outside, and then he has the speed to outrun the secondary. It's really impressive.
75-yard scoring drive. Fournette over 100 yards. His 6th career 100-yard game. A true sophomore. He closed out last season with his best game in the bowl game against Notre Dame with 143 yards and 2 scores. He's got 3 touchdowns tonight as LSU is back in control, leading by 15.
Good old-fashioned power football from LSU. You have to respect, this is the traditional power play. You have to respect that if you're Mississippi State. But look right here. Everybody is crashed down inside, and then the speed of Leonard Fournette to the outside. That is very difficult to defend. You have to respect his power, but then he just beats you with the speed.
The first half we saw a lot of deep handoffs. Now they're just pitching it to him. Saw that several times. What does that do differently for the back?
Get him the ball as fast as you can so that he can keep his eyes on the linebacker and see those cuts, right?
And boy, he did on that drive. He was spectacular. Returnable kick here. Holloway had a kick return for a touchdown last week. And look out. Oh, excellent play by Dante Jackson at the 27. But look at that. Only 32 yards as a team on the ground for Mississippi State. Shumpert crosses the 25. Gets maybe 3. Dwayne Thomas on the stop. You know, it was a rough offseason for Dak Prescott. During spring break, he and some friends were down in Florida, and they got surrounded and jumped by several men, and Prescott had some serious facial injuries. Came back to Starkville, stayed in bed for a couple days after being hospitalized, and thankfully he's all right. Going to throw it here on 2nd and 6. The catch made, and De'Runnya Wilson gets the first down to the 35-yard line. That's what the coaches want to see from Wilson. Now he's saying he's got to come out, but that's the kind of effort after the catch they want to see. You know, he's holding his left wrist. Got 4 catches for 50 yards, all coming since late in the 2nd quarter. 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Prescott with time, again over the middle. Ross brought down just short of the marker by Kendall Beckwith. Linebacker in coverage.
And this is what it's going to be if Mississippi State's going to get back in this game. Going to have to be through the air. And while that's not what Dan Mullen wants to do exclusively, that's what they need to do.
Holloway on 2nd and 2, and he's to the 50-yard line. Got 7 yards on the ground. Lockachar on the stop, but the 165-pound back proved to be too elusive there in the hole as guys were darting at him, trying to bring him down for a loss.
Well, with De'Runnya Wilson on the sideline, who's going to step up in the receiver position? With Joe Morrow, 6'4", 200 pounds. He's the one that's most like Wilson, but
Prescott keeps, and he gets smothered after a gain of 1. Duke Riley, Arden Key in there as well for LSU. 2nd down and long. 1 minute to go in the 3rd. Mississippi State, a very difficult schedule. At Auburn, at A&M are their next 2 league games. That pass broken up. Incomplete. Ricky Jefferson, actually Arden Key on the deflection. Man, you see the athletic ability of this freshman.
6'6", 230. Take a look. I mean, you just can't you can't block him. And then when you try to screen him, he's too lanky and tall. He gets a hand on the football. And to think he's a true freshman. Between Tolliver and Key, the contributions those two guys are going to make on this LSU defense this year are going to be through the roof.
Wonder if Mississippi State is in 4-down territory yet. Prescott on 3rd down and 9. And Ross on the catch. Appears to have the first down, although actually the spot not favorable for Mississippi State. Tolliver on the tackle, so it's 4th down. You got to go here, right?
Yeah, you have to go. The question is, are they going to try to run in between the tackles, or are they going to respect this defensive line? If I'm Mississippi State, I'm going to continue to run on the outside.
Prescott back there with Shumpert. Prescott running, finds a hole, and gets the first down. They got some movement up front that time.
They came off in unison. Their shoulder pads on an offensive line. Basically a wedge play where they just all come together, and like a quarterback sneak, Prescott just gets in behind it.
See if they run one more play here before the end of the quarter. Clock stopped to reset the change. It's Holloway, the smaller back there with Prescott. Prescott fires, open man. It's Gus Wally down near the 10-yard line. So momentum now for Dak Prescott and company going to the 4th quarter. They were the darlings of college football for much of last year because of the way they played in the 4th quarter. Can they capture the hearts of those outside of Mississippi again here in 2015 with Dak Prescott making plays? We'll find out. They're down 21-6.
I think it should be a new record here because, you know, the Guinness record for cowbells needed 30 seconds. He's been 30 seconds.
It'll get pretty loud here if they score a touchdown. Their points tonight on a pair of field goals by Weston Graves. They've got a first down at the LSU 11. Prescott to throw. Out of the backfield, it's Holloway inside the 5. He dives and out of bounds around the 3-yard line. That was a play they ran earlier where Holloway dropped the ball, otherwise he would have scored.
Great design here from Dan Mullen. Knowing man coverage, they have 2 wide receivers come inside, and you slip Holloway outside, the fastest player on the offense, and he almost gets in the end zone.
Runya Wilson is back in the game. He left with a left hand injury late in the 3rd quarter. They bring Ross in motion. It's Prescott all the way, and it's a Mississippi State touchdown. But there is a penalty marker down at the 5-yard line.
Offside. Defense. Number 49. Penalty is declined. Touchdown is good.
So that's Arden Key. Now, Tom Luganville told us during the break that down from his viewpoint that Rufus Warren was handling Arden Key on that drive, and Key lined up offside there, made the mistake. It's a touchdown for Prescott, and now
big extra point here to make it an 8-point game.
Graves splits the uprights. 21-13, 15 seconds gone by here in the 4th quarter. Dak Prescott had 14 rushing touchdowns a year ago. That's his 2nd rushing score this season. Mississippi State back in it. John Hevesy giving his offensive linemen some Scooby snacks the way they've been blocking here.
On that last drive anyway.
Yep. Opening some holes for Dak Prescott on the ground and giving Prescott time to throw. A rushing score for Prescott. And Mississippi State is back within a score, 21-13, early 4th quarter. A matchup of ranked teams here in Starkville.
When Brandon Harris comes out on offense for LSU, it'll be the loudest this stadium has been all night.
And it's just his 2nd career start. A true sophomore. How will he handle it? Short kickoff. And taken by one of the upmen, Williams. Brought down at the 20. Great kick off coverage that time by Mississippi State. The story for the Tigers, Leonard Fournette. 3 rushing touchdowns in the game.
He's been a beast. I mean, he's done it inside, outside. He's bounced it to the outside, showed his speed. Although they need him now more than ever. Dak Prescott just got his team back in the game. It's an 8-point game, and momentum has swung If I'm LSU, continue to feed the big man. And if you're Manny Diaz, Mississippi State defensive coordinator, you got to sell out to stop Fournette and make this true sophomore Brandon Harris beat you through the air.
Leonard Fournette with 3 rushing touchdowns. He'll get the carry on 1st and 10. He's loose in the secondary. Brought down a yard shy of the first down by Zach Jackson. He's already over 100 yards on the night. More than 20 attempts for Leonard Fournette in the game.
If you're Mississippi State, you got to be careful. If you're selling out in blitz situations, that you leave a crease for number 7.
Fournette has the first down and more. Fournette stiff arms his way to the 40-yard line, a 17-yard run.
This is what I'm talking about. Beniquez Brown, the linebacker, sells out, trying to stop the run. Here he is. He's going to come this way, and that opens up the lane for Fournette. You got to be careful when you're blitzing that. A guy like Leonard Fournette, Manny Diaz knows this, that if you're going to bring linebackers in certain gaps, you have to make sure that your defensive linemen are gap sound on the backside of the blitz.
Saw 35 yards after contact for Leonard Fournette. See if they keep it on the ground with Fournette. He's touched it on the last 2 plays. He's got 23 carries, 3 touchdowns in the game. They'll pitch it to him running downhill, and he's drilled. Gets a couple of yards. Let's go to Tom.
Guys, I'm standing in the back line of the end zone here, the closed end of the stadium. This is the first time in the last 3 series that LSU's been able to get out of this end zone and then also stay ahead of the chains on early downs to quiet down these cowbells, give Brandon Harris an opportunity to operate the offense. Now, what I'm seeing, though, are the calls are being made for Brandon right now from the sideline. Even when he's under center, he's taking a look at that sideline to get the final call to try and temper this noise.
He's got Williams in there now for Fournette, and he'll hand it to Williams. He'll lose yardage. Ryan Braun was in the backfield to greet him. So is Beniquez Brown. And now Brandon Harris in that 3rd and long for the 2nd straight possession. They didn't let him throw it last time. You're a little bit further away, as Tom said, from your end zone. Do you do it here?
Yeah, I think you're okay to throw the ball here. Last was 3rd and 16 inside your own 10. Here it's 3rd and 11 at the 40. You know, but something safe. Find one of your guys, Duval or Malachi Dupree, give him a chance on an underneath route. Maybe they break a tackle for the first down.
And Dupree had a great first quarter. We haven't really called his name since. 3rd down and 11 at the 40-yard line. He will throw. Harris flushed out. Now he's going to take off. He's across the 45 and has the first down. He picks up 12 on the run.
Great cut at the end there. First off, safe decision. Good decision to run. Use your athletic ability. Loss of contained by Mississippi State defensive line. Then he cuts inside to Lando Cleveland. Cleveland is taught to keep leverage. Don't let him outside, but Brandon Harris just puts his shoulder pads down and gets a huge first down for his team.
48 yards rushing, 71 yards passing for Harris, and they have the ball now in Mississippi State territory. The spot foul, so 1st and 14. Here's that pitch play. They run it to Williams, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Picked up 4 yards. Hendrick Market in there on with DeAndre Ward, so 2nd down and 10. Inside 7 minutes to go here. Again, this is LSU season opener. Its game last week at home against McNeese State was canceled because of lightning. But Les Miles told us that a lot of these young guys, including Brandon Harris, that was a good experience for them because they got to go through pregame warm-ups. They did get some plays. Granted, it's not on the road in an environment like this. But then he felt it was beneficial, even though there was a lot of waiting, and they ended up only running 8 plays. 2nd and 10. Williams again looking for a hole, stumbles, and falls down at the 43. A pickup of 3 on the play. 3rd and long coming up.
So many learning experiences for Brandon Harris. Managing game. He spent a lot on the ground, only 13 passes, but they're going to need to throw the football to convert here.
He picked up 3rd and long running. Last time, 3rd and 11. He got 12 or 13. Here's 3rd and 8. Harris going to go deep, airing it out. Overthrown, incomplete. He was trying to hit Malachi Dupree, who is well covered. It's 4th down and 8. They'll have to punt the ball.
And it was double coverage downfield. I think Cam Cameron called that at midfield, thinking, I'll take a shot downfield, and if it's there, great. If not, even if it's intercepted, that's going to be the ball that comes out on the 20-yard line or maybe inside the 10 if the defender catches that ball and falls down. So it's a safe throw, but an aggressive opportunity.
Jamie Keane will punt it. Fred Ross is deep. LSU looking to pin Mississippi State inside its 10-yard line. And that's a really poor kick. Fair caught at the 18. Not at all what Les Miles wanted from Keane.
You know, if I'm Dak Prescott in this huddle right now, Dave, I'm telling these guys, you know, this has been kind of an ugly game for us. We've gotten whipped at times. We've made a few plays. All that being said, it's the end of the fourth quarter, 5.5 minutes, and we're down 8. We have an opportunity right now on offense to take control here, go down and tie this football game up.
Prescott in trouble, and man, oh man, is wide open, caught at midfield by Fred Brown. Brown got behind one of the defenders. It looked like Prescott might get sacked, and somehow he delivered that ball.
We talked about Kevin Tolliver, the true freshman. That's Jamal Adams. Looked like Tolliver was playing a roll coverage, expecting the safety over the top, but Adams was doing something else in the middle of the field.
Prescott, a short pass here to Shumpert, one-on-one with a corner. Shumpert stiff-arming Dwayne Thomas, pushed out inside the 40. That's a gain of close to 9. As we near 5 minutes to go here in regulation, with Mississippi State needing a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie the game. It is a first down at the 39. If we get a third straight pass play. Yep. Prescott over the middle. Wilson inside the 25. Down to the 24 for 15 more yards. And the Bulldogs going up tempo again.
De'Runnya Wilson matched up man-to-man on Tre'Davious White. Just a simple slant route, and he wins.
They're inside the LSU 25. Prescott with a pop pass to Wally. To the 14, another first down. Mississippi State's got LSU reeling right now on defense.
And LSU should not be biting on any play fakes because it's been all pass. There's no reason for them to come up from the linebacker position and get caught.
Prescott with time, delivers inside the 10-yard line. The catch is made by Fred Brown. They'll spot him at the 6-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup.
This is where the veteran quarterback, the guy that's been in the battles, late in games, had to come from behind, has the experience where it's so valuable to see the difference between Mississippi State's quarterback and LSU's at this point.
Prescott to Wilson, he juggles it, then he catches it, then he scores! Touchdown, Mississippi State!
All-important 2-point conversion here, Dave.
And let's say they threw it every play. Do you throw it again? They threw it every play on that drive.
Right now, De'Runnya Wilson has Tre'Davious White's number. 2 huge catches on that drive. And this 2-point conversion, if it's one-on-one, which it is, again, on the outside, I'm going to give him a chance to go up and get it.
Prescott to throw, wide open, Shumpert on the ground. He couldn't hang on. He could not hang on. And LSU leads by 2 with 4 minutes to go. That would have been a great catch if Shumpert could have pulled that in.
This is a tough throw for a quarterback. A guy running directly away from you. This ball is thrown a little bit behind Shumpert. In all fairness, he's running upfield. He could looked like he was going to make that play until his back hit the ground. Could have been a better throw, but he certainly could have caught it as well.
Great design, though. That was the only incompletion for Prescott that drive. He was 6 of 6, over 80 yards, including this touchdown pass to De'Runnya Wilson.
Great concentration by Wilson. You saw Deion Jones coming full speed, and Wilson hadn't made that catch yet. He didn't know if he's going to get hit or not. and keep that concentration and come down with that football. Even though they don't get the 2-point conversion, still 4 minutes left in this game, and Mississippi State has all 3 timeouts, and a field goal would win it.
And how good is Dak Prescott? Everybody, last year, nobody knew who he was. And then in November, everybody knew who he was. And then he went from a guy that was on everybody's Heisman Trophy list in the top 3, ended up finishing 8th. Most people weren't thinking about him as a Heisman candidate coming into this year because Mississippi State lost so many starters, but you see why. This kid is a great player. Yeah, he was saying one more stop, and if they get it, Mississippi State should have time remaining. This worked last time, the short kickoff. Here's Dante Jackson on the 15, darts upfield past the 25, near the 30-yard line. But Fournette is out there on first down. They also go with a pair of tight ends and a fullback on first down. The pitch to Fournette. He hurdles one man and gets out near the 35. That's 6 yards on first down. See if LSU takes some time off the clock here. Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator. Longtime NFL assistant coach, was the head coach at Indiana, head coach of the Miami Dolphins for a year. Big part of the Ravens' success before taking the LSU job. Had a cancer scare, prostate cancer this summer, but received a clean bill of health after treatment. Told us yesterday he's doing great. Got a stoppage of play here.
And when he likes to run play action, Dave, it's usually a bootleg or it's off of that power action with the fullback in the flat.
2nd down and 4. Mississippi State 10 in the box. Here's big number 7. Got the first down, and Fournette dragging defenders. They finally push him back. Forward progress stopped at the 43. It's an 8-yard run. A first down. Just outside 3 minutes left.
Now, after those 2 runs right there, there will be no passing on this unless it's 3rd and 8, because if everybody in the building knows you're going to run the football and your offensive line comes off and you got that man right there, number 7, running like that with 2 hands, securing the football, there is no reason to do anything else but hand it to him.
A career high 151 yards for the true sophomore. 3 touchdowns in the game, all of LSU's points. First down at the 43, 2:40 and counting. Fournette again. And they can't wrap him up. Fournette backs his way to midfield. And that offensive line right now pushing Mississippi State off the ball. 7-yard run. That clock ticking. The next snap will come inside 2 minutes.
As far as offensive lines go, this is the pinnacle. This is what you work for, right? The quarterbacks, touchdowns and running backs and yards and all those things. For those 5 guys up front for LSU, there is no better feeling on the road in a hostile environment with the game on the line to put it on their back and say, we do not need to throw the football. You just run right behind us. This is it.
10 in the box again. Everybody on the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 3. Williams won't get it. Brought down at the line of scrimmage by Richie Brown. 3rd down. Does Mississippi State use a timeout? They've got 3 remaining. 1:47 on the clock. Yes, they're going to take a timeout here.
It's been a physical game. I mean, we knew coming in. First rivalry game in the SEC West. We knew this was going to be a physical knockdown game.
3rd down and 3 at midfield. It's Fournette. And second effort, he'll be close at the 48-yard line. Actually, they're going to say that he was down around the 49. 4th down. Any chance you go for it if you're LSU, or are you punting it?
Well, Mississippi State hasn't taken their timeout. Now they stop the clock.
So that'll leave them with 1:27 on the clock. Down 2. If LSU gets a first down, if they go for it on 4th down to get the first down, even though Mississippi State has 1 timeout, the game's probably over.
And remember, the last drive, Dak Prescott was hot. 6 completions in a row, touchdown. They didn't take much time at all, and they don't need a touchdown. All they need is a field goal, 1 minute and 40 seconds and a timeout. That's a ton of time.
And again, it didn't hurt that drive started around the 20 instead of around the 10 when LSU was punting from the Mississippi State 44-yard line. Fred Ross did a good job on return so far. They took the delay of game there instead of burning the timeout, and a much better punt here by Keene. Fair catch made around the 10. That's what Les Miles wants out of his kicker. And a nice bounce back there. So now Dak Prescott, can he do it again? He led Mississippi State to a #1 ranking last year for about a month. They finished with 10 wins. Went to the Orange Bowl for the first time in 73 years. He's had a great second half. And if you're LSU, you know what's coming. He's going to throw the ball. Every play on the last drive was a pass play.
Well, and really it came, what did it come down to? Man-to-man coverage, De'Runnya Wilson on Tre'Davious White, and then in some situations getting the ball to Fred Ross, who finds those holes in the zone. But what is Kevin Steele going to do? Is he going to continue to play man-to-man coverage on De'Runnya Wilson?
Prescott in traffic, delivers. And breaking a tackle at the 30-yard line is Fred Ross. Out to the 32. The clock will stop as they reset the chain.
Now, you don't need to be in a rush if you're Dak Prescott, but you do have to have a sense of urgency here with the clock.
Ball on the 34, a minute 15 counting, one timeout left. Four-man rush. Prescott looks and finds Fred Brown short of the marker, so the clock is running. Ball at the 42-yard line. Or did he get the first down? No, he did get it. Enough to move the chain, so
those hook routes, Dave, have been there all second half. I would keep throwing it.
Prescott in trouble, throws it up for grabs, incomplete. Wilson trying to come out of his break and chase that one down. And Kendall Beckwith had pressure in the backfield. Second down.
It's a great play there by Dak Prescott. They wanted a pump and go on the near side. It wasn't there. He knew he was under pressure. If he takes a sack, it's catastrophic. Throw the football away. Sometimes your best play in the 2-minute drill is an incompletion, stop the clock.
And the difference between a fifth-year guy and a second-year player that LSU has at quarterback. Second and 10. Prescott finds Wilson. Clock running. Ball in midfield. 46 seconds to use the timeout.
I would take a timeout here and let my guys catch their breath, because they've been running 3-4 routes in a row. You can always spike the football to kick the field goal when you get down there.
Now you're at 3rd down and 4. Prescott complete, first down. Gus Wally on the catch inside the 40. The clock will stop as they reset the chains with 28 seconds left, and they hang on to that timeout.
Now you need a spike. Think about a spike.
Prescott has completed 10 of his last 11. He will spike it here. That'll stop the clock with 26 seconds remaining. And again, they have two kickers. They have a short yardage kicker, Weston Graves. And he's usually, Dan Mullen told us, when it's from the 25-yard line in, so about a 42-yard field goal, that's where Graves will kick it. Anything beyond that is Devin Bell. Now, Bell didn't attempt a field goal last year. When he kicked 2 years ago, he missed 8 out of 14. That's Bell over there.
If I'm Dak Prescott, I'm not thinking about field goal right now. I don't want to put this game in the kicker's hands. I still got a chance to get it down there.
Pressure coming. Prescott hit. He still completes it. Near the first down marker to Wilson. It will be a first down at the 28, so the clock will stop again with 20 seconds remaining. And Prescott saying, let's spike it. Clock running as they restart it after the chains are set. And we're at 16 seconds with the ball at the 28-yard line of LSU.
Great job of giving ground, knowing that he can trust De'Runnya Wilson, and that big body, 6'5", 3 times now in the last 2 drives. He's gotten body position on Tre'Davious White. As good as Tre'Davious White is, he just can't get to the football through De'Runnya Wilson.
Would be about a 46-yard field goal try from here. 1 timeout remaining. 16 seconds left. Mississippi State down 2. Prescott with time. Now the pocket collapses. Prescott being chased with 10 seconds left. Incomplete. Through the hands of Fred Ross. 8 seconds left. Do you run a play, or do you just bring the field goal unit out there here on 3rd down?
No, you got to run a play here. I'm not confident with 46-yard field goal. Plus, you have a timeout. With a veteran quarterback, you throw a quick route to the outside, or you tell your wide receiver, I'm going to throw you a 6-7 yard hitch. You fall down, and we call timeout. There is no extending that play.
Any chance of a Prescott run, trying to get 3 or 4 yards, get down, call the timeout, make it a shorter field goal?
Potentially.
Ball at the 28, 8 seconds to go. Graves is warming up for Mississippi State. the kicker. And there's a penalty marker down. That's a delay of game.
Oh, man.
Did Dan Mullen call timeout in time? Did he get the timeout? He was trying.
There's a lot going on. Quarterback's head. Always, no matter what the situation, have to keep an eye on that play clock.
You know what was interesting, too, is LSU was in the neutral zone there.
Delay of game.
Oh, wow.
Offense, number 15. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
I mean, you got to call timeout there. You can't do that. You can't take that penalty there if you're Mississippi State. You see the play clock. Whether you're the quarterback or the head coach, you've got to call timeout there. So now they're at the 34-yard line with 8 seconds left. They still have that timeout.
This play call would be the same thing for me. I'd have Fred Ross go down about 7, 8 yards, or on an inside slant, throw him the football, fall down, call timeout.
Prescott to throw. Pressure coming. The pass is incomplete. 3 seconds left. Wilson wanted a flag. Won't get it. So here we go. It'll be a 51-yard try. The last game-winning field goal for Mississippi State was back in 1997, a 53-yarder, and they're bringing in Devin Bell.
You got to try it. Before we get to this kick, give credit to Tre'Davious White. He finally made a play on De'Runnya Wilson on the slant route.
51 or 52. It's in that range. It's going to be officially a 52-yard try to win the game for Mississippi State. 3 seconds to go. Kick on the way. Will it hook? No, it won't. And LSU wins. The Tigers hang on to beat Mississippi State 21-19. And also Tom Luganville, guys, he's down on the field right now with the head coach of the LSU Tigers, Les Miles.
You know, Coach, I've never met a coach that doesn't want their quarterback to be a game manager. Assess what Brandon Harris did for you today.
Well, he threw the ball extremely well. Didn't throw it to them at all. I mean, you could argue with a couple of his decisions, but you know what? In all, he came to just had a nice, calm demeanor, went to the field, did the things coaches wanted him to do. He did what we wanted him to do. He played well.
You come into an extremely loud environment. They start throwing the football pretty well there in the fourth quarter. Tre'Davious White finally makes a big play right there at the end. Assess that secondary play on that last drive.
I just want you to know something. These guys have been running this offense, and Dak has been running this offense, I think, for the 6th year of college eligibility. He was really good tonight. I mean, you would expect that from a Heisman hopeful. And, you know, they got a nice group of receivers that can catch the ball. So our defense, in my opinion, played very close coverage and made tackles well short of first downs and really, you know, in my opinion, played well. The back end, certainly the second half, they got it going pretty good. But, again, T. White, who played well all night, made big plays.
Coach, go enjoy this big win with your football team. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Dave?
All right, Coach Miles been under the weather. He didn't have a voice yesterday when we talked to him. He probably won't after yelling and screaming through this one. It was an incredible finish, but boy, that first quarter, we got a glimpse of what LSU could be with not only Leonard Fournette running, but some of the plays that true sophomore Brandon Harris made from the quarterback.
Well, the difference in the first half of the game, we're in the trenches. We talk about the SEC and how important the trenches are. LSU is going to be very good up front on the offensive and defensive lines. And in the second half, as they get Brandon Harris more and more comfortable as the season goes on, and you start to add in a passing game to go with Leonard Fournette in that ground game, this could be a very difficult LSU team to beat.
Great road win for LSU and its season opener. Last week's game for the Tigers canceled due to lightning. We saw some lightning from Leonard Fournette with 3 rushing touchdowns. Back to SportsCenter.